The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What you listening to, man? What they talking about? I got my hand up on that knob, tryna figure out. It doesn't matter who's the guest or what's the subject, cause they keep it 100 and them callers love it. The radio show got you tuned in, ready for action like a bad chick texting what's happening. They ain't here giving 5 o'clock news. Our hosts keep it blunt, sharing their point of views. They going in, man, cause they ain't got no filter. Cause they keep it 100, that's why we messing with you. Got you up to date with the latest with music and what's trending, that's basics. On primetime hours, you can never go wrong. And your name for music and what's going on in your neck of the woods, like, hey, Al Roke on Today, like, feeling entertained with the radio show. Tuesday, Thursday, taking over, let them know. Let them telephone rings, yeah, I'm on this thing.
So Buckhead's trying to leave the city of Atlanta, and I really want to know you guys' thoughts about that, and if y'all think it's going to happen.
They can't leave. It's not. The city don't make enough money to survive without Buckhead.
Nope.
See, now that's the aspect of it where I was like, I don't think it's going to happen, because I think I had heard that like a fifth of all of Atlanta's income comes from Buckhead, like taxes and things like that.
But with that said, the rest of the city of Atlanta need to get their shit together, though.
I mean, it would be so expensive for them to leave. I mean, the sources or resources that they have.
Yeah, they got the money.
I don't think the money's the issue for them.
Yeah.
But I think some of their concerns are legitimate. I think their concerns can be shared throughout the city.
Yeah, they're
obviously
about
they
safety.
They're using their privilege and trying to save themselves.
I get that, but this is the thing you have to consider. If you succeed away, are you going to put up a gate to keep people out? Because what's going to be the difference between people coming into Brookhaven or Sandy Springs? Like, they was straight smashing and grabbing and done with you. That's a separate, entity, even though it's still a part of Fulton County and DeKalb County, but it's like a smaller subgroup of a city. Brookhaven, the same thing. So what's to truly deter these people from still going into Buckhead and doing the same thing? Because if you leave, that's really not going to solve the problem. But okay, so what's the symptom? Like, what is causing people to have the behavior? Because I literally worked at Lenox for almost 2 years, and it was just ridiculous. There is a police department on the lower level. APD has a whole police department that nobody really knows about in the parking deck on the lower level. They have police dogs in there. They have SWAT practices at night, like when, the stores are closed. So, I mean, if police are actually on the property at Lenox, like, why aren't we addressing that?
I think, and I don't know what the solve is, but to your point, they got all that shit at Lenox, and the chances of you getting shot at Lenox are higher than you winning the lottery. That's a problem.
Damn.
I think a lot of things are higher.
They got all that shit you just said at Lenox. Yeah. And people are still getting shot there or robbed. How?
I literally went to
over the weekend, 2 15-year-olds in broad daylight shot a security guard because they were trying to rob the Apple store.
Damn.
You just said you got all these cops and on the lower level and all this. How the hell are 2 15-year-olds pulling out a Glock and shooting somebody?
And what's the dumb part is they have metal detectors in the front. So, I mean, there's at least 2 police guard dogs walking around the bottom level of the mall. And plus, Apple is upstairs. They didn't think that through. Apple is upstairs towards the front of the mall. Like, you got to do a lot to get out of there. And what exactly were they going to take, and how are they going to take it, and how much were they going to take? Because that stuff is locked down.
Well, you're asking questions of two people who clearly aren't smart. So trying to figure that part out, they're not going to figure that out.
And sadly, they were kids. Like, they're both 15.
Right. So they definitely, their frontal lobe is not fully developed, so that understands partially why they have no rationality to thinking that through. That was stupid.
They're both silly. And the sad part about it is that one of those silly little boys was the mastermind who said, let's do this. So that means that one of them is a little bit less stupid than the other.
Well, it was a boy and a girl.
Oh.
Seriously. That's even worse.
I don't know how y'all missed this.
Well, I saw a portion of the clip, and for my mental health, I was like, I'm not finna watch the rest of this. So yeah, I don't want to watch anybody get shot down.
Was that the video of them with the guns on the security officer and they're dressed in black? Is that the video?
Yes, that's the video.
That's the video.
God damn.
I didn't want to watch anything unfortunate happen. Like
I am not splicing that into the video either. You know,
no,
don't Google that shit.
We can do without that. We
can.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, that's my whole question is, if you pull away from Atlanta and Buckhead does make their own city, what's going to be different? Like, what could you literally, because this is the thing, we already have all of these things in place, laws, rules, you know, somewhat common sense, and anybody can drive into Atlanta, Buckhead, and do the same thing anywhere. Like, there's nothing to deter people.
I think what they're asking for, and again, I live here, but I'm in an apartment, so, you know, trust me, I have no Buckhead clout when it comes to that. I'm just bringing it up because I thought it was interesting. You know, in other major cities, like, if you're in a neighborhood, there's always like patrols going by. Like, there's some cop just passing by, whether it's the hood, whether it's a regular neighborhood, wherever you name it. There's like constant patrols around the area. You know, you can tell that there's like a police presence there. And I think Atlanta police is just so understaffed that, like, they struggling just to get to your 911 calls. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I don't get it because of the break-ins at Lennox and the cars, they literally have regular security patrolling, and they have APD that's parked out front. They have APD inside walking around the mall. So these people, like, literally just don't give a fuck. Like, that's really, to me, what it comes down to is they just ready to risk it all. And why are they ready to risk it all? And that's a very dangerous thing because there's a lot of APD on that property all the time. And I've been in Buckhead like almost every day for the last month. Not every day, at least once or twice a week. I don't know. So besides patrolling, what else do you think could be done to possibly get insight to why there is such a surge in crime in Atlanta amongst young people?
You mentioned one part, they're getting away with it.
Yeah.
You know, if you
this
know
is the best time to do it.
Right. If you know that the cops are going to take 10 minutes to get to a call, I mean, why not take the risk if you don't have a job and you don't have nothing else to lose? Like, the guy that got shot in the neighborhood when he was jogging, you know, it took like 10 minutes for the cops to get there, and he's sitting there shot, bleeding out.
Where was this?
This was in Buckhead. Dude was jogging. A guy pulled up in a car, shot him, pulled off. An hour or two later, another guy was taking out his trash. Same dude came by and shot him. But then he got caught the second time. But, like, if you listen to the 911 call, it's kind of disturbing because, like, and like I said, this can happen anywhere in the city. But, like, the guy's like, help, I've been shot. And the lady's like, where are you? You know, is the assailant still around? Are you bleeding? He's like, I got shot. I'm bleeding. Like, somebody come help me. God. And she's just like so casual on the phone, just like, Like there's no sense of urgency. And it's like, God damn, this man is literally, he could have died.
Wow.
And the 911 operator is just like, doesn't feel like she has any kind of sense of urgency. Like, oh, okay, like
I know this is
on the
not an
way.
excuse, easy, but some of the most underpaid, not that this is on the subject, but some of the most underpaid people in the county, any county, are 911 operators. They make call center money or less, if you can believe that. And
I
I'm not
believe
saying
it,
this,
but here's the thing, like, nobody told you had to do that job. You know what I'm saying? But like, somebody's life's on the line. Like, you know what you signed up for. Like, you gotta do something.
But do you think they
all
get
you
burnt
can do is
out
dispatch
though?
people.
Because
yeah. In
because
LA,
technically,
between
a
the
couple
bullshit
of us
calls,
have been in call
and-
center before, and in the beginning of your career, you're very empathetic to people calling in, right? 16 with all kinds of foolishness. They're only calling because they got a problem. As the most lackadaisical person on the panel here, how many times do you think they take a call for somebody getting shot? Like, let me just play devil's advocate here. So
I mean, a lot. My aunt was an ER nurse, and she's like, she said, I have seen it all. I've seen everything. She was like, you become numb to it to a point where you don't get in a panic, but you still got to do your job. If somebody came in there stabbed and you've seen 100 stabbings, yeah, I've seen 100 people get stabbed, but I still got to have that sense of urgency because this is a different person who's been stabbed.
But that's what I'm saying. And
that
to
makes
your
sense.
point,
yeah,
she's seen it all, but she's still gonna have a sense of urgency to, get the guy.
No, they
taken care
don't.
of.
Yeah. No, they don't. Because let me tell you, when I was doing my medical internship, like a summer program, not really an internship, but it was like a summer program in Grady. Like, I was in a medical program for the summer, but we went to Grady on a tour, and it was the first time I saw a gunshot victim. The nurse was just like, yeah, so this is our overflow ER room. That lady has just been shot, so we'll get to her. And it was just so matter of fact. And I'm looking at this lady on the gurney, and I'm like, this lady got shot in the leg, and she was literally. They have people. And this is back in the day. I don't know how it is now, but they had people on gurneys like lined up like in the hall to where they wouldn't fit in the regular ER room. And this is a lady who's been freaking shot. And everybody knows if you get shot, you do want to go to Grady because you got a better survival rate. But it was just kind of like, yeah, this guy, he had a heart attack. She's been shot. Like, it was just so welcome to Grady. And it wasn't like, oh my God, this person's been shot. We're going to cater to you. She was just like, man, we'll get to you in a minute. And it was just, that was the end of that.
That's disturbing as hell.
Damn.
But I guess they just know, like, once they realize like it's probably not going to kill you, they just kind of.
Yeah, but what if you're
I don't
wrong?
know.
What if you're absolutely wrong and you haven't gotten them in an X-ray yet? You really don't know the extent of that bullet. Like,
well, I guess the caller is just the person on the phone is just like, I'm technically doing my job. I'm having to stay calm. Now everybody's version of calm is different, I gotta take the statement. I'm gonna send somebody out. Like, she can't do it any faster. So she's probably just like, okay, well, they're gonna be out soon. And I don't know. We should get someone on the line to talk about this one day. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'm very interested to get their perspective. But just like I said, good old media. They played the 911 audio and just somebody just listening to it. You're like, wow, like, this is terrible. It sounds like they don't care,
But that is kind of horrible. Like, you're like panicking and someone's just kind of like, yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. Just another day in Atlanta.
I mean, the
Somebody
first
got
thing he
shot
said
5
is,
minutes ago.
help, I got shot. Here's where I'm at. He threw out the address. Like, first thing, before she even could say what's going on. And she's just like asking all these follow-up questions. Like, really? Like, what the hell?
Well, they have to ask the follow-up
Yeah,
question.
I know. That's the procedure. Because, like,
But let me ask y'all. So, okay. So, for whatever strange reason, somewhere like Buckhead, which is, that's high society over there, has this reputation that you can get took out, dropped, and robbed, especially at Lennox. Is that the reason for them trying to, succeed and become their own? Like, it's got to be something deeper than just wanting to be able to write on the address Buckhead, Georgia. So, is that got to be the biggest reason? Is because they feel like that would help with the crime? Is that part
No.
of it?
No, I don't think
Th-
so.
I think
That
they're
that
trying
is
to.
a good part of it. They are frustrated with the city of Atlanta and how things have been handled. They felt like they can do a better job themselves, especially when they're footing a lot of the bill and they're getting the least amount of support from their perspective. So they do feel like, yeah, if we succeed, we can do this ourselves.
Being from here, there's definitely that's a part of it, but I would like to go to City Hall probably, and I would like to see what projects are coming down the line in the next 5 to 10 years. Everything gets budgeted out 5 to 10 years in advance, and I want to know what they're trying to do and how that's going to super benefit them. It's definitely going to put a huge, gap in between the city of Atlanta, and it's going to cause some problems. And of course, it does bring in a great amount of wealth, but that's because that's where they've kind of pushed and harnessed a lot of the wealth. It used to be a lot more spread out along Atlanta, like from the bottom of P Street all the way up to Buckhead. But a lot of businesses and things have been removed and taken out of the city and pushed up that way, starting with the stadium a couple of years ago, which that was a huge thing because that brought a lot of tourism down and supported a lot of businesses. And then when that was taken out, so it's kind of like, it's definitely a bigger picture to it. You know what? Being that I used to watch Scandal, I wouldn't be surprised if some of this stuff that's all of a sudden happening isn't also planned out anyway to get what they want. Like, I really believe that corruption goes that deep. And if that gives them a benefit to get something accomplished, then it definitely makes it easier, because a lot of the other cities that are just as successful have very similar problems right now. So what are they doing? Sandy Springs, Dunwoody, Brookhaven, they're very close. They're all having the same problems. So what are they doing different that Buckhead's going to be able to do if they're separate? Like, they have their own police departments, their fire departments, their own government and all of that, but they're having the same problems. So what are they doing? They definitely, man, the Dunwoody police is directly across from Perimeter Mall. If you know where Sage is, like, it's like when everybody had the smash and grab like 2 months ago, my friend was at dinner at Sage and her car, there was 15 cars, the windows all got smashed and stuff got stolen. Okay, well, the Dunwoody Police Department is behind the restaurant. They circle the same perimeter and all of that the same way they do in Buckhead, but somebody had time to smash 15 windows and grab people's stuff and steal it. So Dunwoody is a very affluent area as well, but even they can't control the stuff that's happening. So I don't feel like Buckhead pulling away is really going to make a difference. I think there's got to be something else, but they're going to pull away, and now they're going to have to, it's already expensive. You're going to end up paying twice as much for the resources, because now you've got to pay the city of Atlanta to use the water, to use the power, to use all that other stuff. So I would like to see what the budget's really going to look like. Can they afford it? Yeah, but can the residents sustain that kind of financial increase? Because they're going to get taxed a lot heavier to pull away to gain the same access to resources they have now, but people don't think about what that's really going to look like. It's already $2,000 out there. So what's next?
Well, they're so serious about this that they have a committee that's doing the research on how much it's going to cost, all that stuff.
I bet.
And apparently there's 2 bills in the state legislative session that basically if it passes, it'll be on the ballot for them to be able to separate. So they're kind of already knee deep in this, if you will. Like,
it'll be very interesting if it passes, but we'll see. Ooh, so I want y'all's opinion about something. So there's a comedian that has been dragged named Godfrey. Now, I like Godfrey as a comedian before. He's definitely somebody who was, you know, well, I was gonna say panders a lot of his content towards Black women, but that's what he does. You know, Black women empowerment and Black women are great, and like he's an advocate for Black women, right? So he is a lot of time he's on Vlad TV doing interviews about different things. However, he was in Brooklyn and he was walking around and he saw like a billboard sign, like at a bus stop or something, and it had a Black woman on it and it had a white man on it, and it was for an insurance company. So for whatever reason, that triggered him. He like got beside himself and he felt some type of way, and he was just like, this is Brooklyn, this is like the blackest city in New York, and I can't believe that they actually have this BS up here with a Black woman and a white man. It's like, this is the detriment to Black families and all of this other stuff, right? So I'm just kind of like, that's giving a lot of energy for a billboard that's clearly an ad, right? So then he proceeds to say, this is the demise of the Black family, XYZ. Only for him to turn around and be like, as a Black man, I'm offended. Why couldn't it be a picture of a Black man and a white woman? Oh, wait, what? That's so not what I thought he was going to say. So he was just going on and on about how he was offended that they put this Black woman in an ad with a white man. But he proceeds to say that it would have been the right thing to do, or a better thing, if it was a Black man and a white woman. So, of course, his base is Black women. And so Black women jump in his comments and they're like confused, because they're like, if it's a Black woman and a white man, why are you offended by that? But you've been very clear throughout your career that you mostly date Asian women and white women. You don't even date Black women. So how are Black women the demise of the Black family if you don't even date Black women and you don't have any children and you're 51 years old? So he got in his comments and in his feelings, and he started being super disrespectful, calling women names and all of this other stuff. So he got dragged on a lot of platforms for doing that. Then he came out with a weak ass apology, which he really didn't mean. So let me ask you, do you think that there is a double standard amongst Black men, whether you agree with who date who you love or whatever, but are you aware of there being a double standard for it being okay for Black men to date outside the race, but it not really being okay for Black women to date outside of our race?
Okay. So, all right. So the first thing with this is that people spend a whole lot of time wanting to tell or judge other people for who they decide to date, marry, love, and all that stuff. And that's one place where, you know, I'm always playing the race card when it comes to trying to find things when it comes to race with certain things. But in this case, I'm looking at it like this. Whoever somebody decides to date or love or whatever is their business, their bedroom, their closed doors, because the same way they got the right to do something and whatever, their relationship, cool. That means you ain't all up in my shit and what I got going on. So I think people get caught up in the race thing as far as people, you know, dating outside their race, because some people are of this mentality is you just, you know, if you're Black, you have to be with somebody Black, and white have to be with somebody white. And then when you mix that up, people, they get real emotional about it. So I don't know about a double standard. I just feel like people need to really mind their own business when it comes to that. And if a Black dude want to date a white girl, that's his business. If a white man want to date a Black woman, that's their business. My personal preference is, you know, I married a sister. That's what I wanted. That's my preference. But that don't have nothing to do with the next person. And to me, they shouldn't open up their mouth about whoever I'm dating, because I'm not gonna open up their mouth about whoever they dating. So people just need to mind their own goddamn business. That's how I see it.
I agree with 16 sentiment as well. I think there's a lot of bullshit that comes with this topic, because there's some black women that get offended when a brother dates a white girl or an Indian girl or whatever the case may be. And then there's some brothers that start bullshit when a sister dates a white guy or an Indian guy or Mexican guy, wherever. That whole thing's BS, you know. Who's to say that brother or sister didn't talk or date black guys or girls before they met the white guy or whoever?
That person just treats them good, right? Easy. Maybe the person that they with just fucking treats them good. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, like some people don't understand. Like, for example, like I got some friends that don't date black women, but they've dated black women before. Or they've tried to get with a black woman and, they gave an excuse like, well, you're not my type or this and this and that. Well, you just told my homeboy no, he found somebody else. Now you pissed. And I've seen the role played both sides. So in my opinion, it's all bullshit. At the end of the day, as long as you're happy and, you have a healthy relationship and there's none of this, well, I'm dating a white woman, so I'm better than everybody else, or I think I'm more this than that. As long as none of that's going on, I'm cool with it. I don't have any issues.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you black and you dating another race, our genes are stronger. So your kid gonna resemble mostly you anyway. So, unless they date a different race and then, it starts getting whitewashed or the genes go away, then, maybe we might have a point on the whole black family going away thing. But
I mean, I do think it is something like I do feel like you should love who you love. I also think that other cultures do think about preservation more than our culture does, or they take it more seriously, so to speak. I do think that whether we like to think about it or not, the point of interracial dating in our community with our men is higher. So it is something to consider, although I don't think I would tell somebody who to love, but it is a reality that the line will get diluted quite quickly. You know what I'm saying? Especially because there's such a large group of people who are deciding not to have kids at all. And then the ones that are deciding to have kids, their child is not really fully black. So what will that look like a couple of years from now? But that is everybody's choice, but it is something that we do have to think about and consider as a culture. Now, what we do about it, I don't know, because everybody has their own way of finding love or their priorities of what they want. But I do understand how other cultures really do have serious conversations around this and they do take it seriously. I don't think our culture does. To be honest, I really don't think it's something that we've matured to really take seriously like a lot of other cultures do. I don't know what it's going to look like in 10 or 15 years. But for now, I don't think anybody should be going on rants about an ad when they're actors. And actually, the girl who was an actor, she did post in a YouTube video and said, "I'm just an actress." And he still went in on her, and that was just really unacceptable. So I just feel like
we're also giving too much power to some of these people too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I was just gonna say, our culture is not accustomed to trying to preserve the bloodline, if you will, because when have we really had the chance to do it? We came here as slaves, and all that really happened from the get-go was us getting split up from our families. Having sex with the master and things of that nature. So, you know what I'm saying? Think about it.
Yeah.
White folks came over, hey, we all came together, let's stick together, Hispanics, Indians. You look at these other races that have came to America, they all kind of had that notion from the beginning. Whereas with us, like, I could be with my family today. I could be on a whole nother plantation tomorrow. So
true,
you know,
but being that we know that history, like, when you know better, don't you do better, or you're supposed to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, you know, like I said, I got some homeboys that are not dating within their race right now, and you know, they had some really bad trial runs, you know, within the pool, and
I understand that.
You know, you can tell them, hey, look, your taste is just bad. You need to look somewhere else. You know, I can tell them all I can to get them to a sister or to lead them to a sister. But if they've got a certain stigma or they feel a certain type of way, just like we can't tell people who to love, I can't tell them, like, you know, who exactly to pick, even though I might think that, you know, they might be casting their line in the wrong body of water, if you will.
I mean, I think that's very fair. I definitely can understand it from that point of view. I can even understand, like you mentioned before, people deserve to have preferences, but you can't have a preference and then be biased like he was. Like, it's okay for him to have a preference, but...
And I think that's a problem too. I think some people, you know, I go back to the homeboys, there are some perceptions about all groups or all this.
Correct.
Because you have, you know,
a couple.
You messed around with two that you knew were trouble and you still decided to do it.
I've heard that bedtime story before too, Easy, where it's like, well, I don't date black women anymore because they got attitude. So every black woman has an attitude. Every it may have been the ones you dealt with, but to do such a broad brush of every black woman has an attitude is just such bullshit. Just like every white girl ain't some ditzy Becky neither. It's just people just start believing shit. They see it, they hear it so much, they actually start to believe that.
And that's what I was mentioning earlier. You can date a white girl all you want, but don't come here to the cookout or wherever and then talk shit about, oh, well, white girls do this better and black girls don't do this and this and that. Like, that's where the bullshit starts. You know,
absolutely.
Like,
so it's the bottom line is, look, love who you want to love and don't box that shit into a fact of, well, all women do this or these white girls do this, because that's just bullshit. Coming up, we got Khujeaux Snack Plug. And once the snack plug is over and Khujeaux has gotten you fat, I'm going to be an insane crazy person about the Mark Wahlberg movie that came out on Paramount Plus. Yeah, I got some stuff to say about that.
Hot light in a bag. So some diabolical genius whose hand I want to shake decided we needed a Smartfood and Krispy Kreme collab. The light, crispy, air pop pieces are coated in Krispy Kreme glaze. A little bit of an odd aftertaste on the first bite, but that went away real quick. Kind of in the realm of kettle corn, but like a creamier, butterier kind of taste. 1,000% choosing these over caramel popcorn, man. Get them out of here. And it don't even matter the brand, so don't come at me about no Garrett's or nothing else like that. I don't care what their caramel popcorn tastes like. It ain't touching these. Look.
All right, that was Khujeaux Snack Plug. Always, you know, hooking you up with something.
So,
right.
16, before you get started with this movie, you know I have to ask, are you paying for this membership or was this a 16 special?
Okay. So I am paying for this membership, but I'm on a plan that no longer exists anymore. So as long as I keep it, it remains the same low price that I had as long as I don't cancel it. So I guess you could say, yes, I have a deal for it. So
what's low? Okay. What's low to you? Is that under $20?
Hey, look, I don't 16 could be here all night telling you about the different deals and shenanigans he gets. Just know that I've never gotten half of the offers that 16 gets on half of the shit he gets. And I just want to talk to somebody about that.
$5.99, Diva. $5.99.
$5.99.
Yeah, $5.99.
Who did you cuss out to get $5.99? Because I know
I didn't curse.
You probably was you didn't do a
That's the thing.
$5.99.
That's the thing. That's the last resort.
Yeah, did not curse out a soul, but we can talk about that later. So I'm going to give my own self, even though we didn't talk about this and I'm the only person that watched this movie, I'm going to give us the graphics of here's Radio Show at the Movies, an abridged version of Radio Show at the Movies. Okay, so this movie, Mark Wahlberg, starring Mark Wahlberg, I should say. It's called Infinite. It's on Paramount Plus, which is formerly CBS All Access, if you have this app. So this was an exclusive that was supposed to come out in theaters, and they said, you know what? Cool. We're going to go ahead and drop it on the app for you guys because, you know, these are the days and times we're living in. But I'm starting to catch on to that because the ones that they start just dropping like that, they know something. And you know what? They knew something. And that's why they dropped it on the stream, okay? This movie, Infinite, Mark Wahlberg, okay. So it starts off, you know, okay. It starts off like, okay, this might be something. That lasts for like 10 minutes, okay? So it's like an extended flashback, and then he wakes up in real time. And it's like, okay. So the premise of the movie, I don't even know if I'm going to just preface this by saying spoiler-free, not spoiler. You don't want to watch this movie, so I'm just going to give you the spoiler version. So basically, this movie is, in the title, it says Infinite, and he's basically this immortal person that can take, he's been living across a bunch of centuries, and these people have come to find him because he has this little egg that can destroy all living, breathing human beings. And you're supposed to be emotionally caught up in the story, and you're not emotionally caught up in it because it's stupid, and the acting is bad, and the action is stupid, and the story is stupid, and the people's accents are stupid. It's all dumb. And you sit there and wonder, why am I wasting my time watching this shit? You know, I didn't pay anything extra for it, but it doesn't matter. You're still mad that you wasted your time. It's not that long. It's like an hour and like maybe 40 minutes. It feels like it's 3 hours. It's just bad. It's just bad. The story is nonsensical. They waste a bunch of good actors in this movie. She would tell Ejiofor is in the movie, you know, the guy from 12 Years a Slave, and he's also in the Old Guard. He's playing the main villain in the movie, and he's pretty decent, but he can't save this bullshit. He cannot save it. This is a complete low light on Mark Wahlberg's career. He's got so many good movies. This is just awful. It's terrible. I don't have any other words to describe how bad this shit is. And we were hyped to watch it. My wife was like, yo, this Mark Wahlberg movie, the trailer looks like the best thing ever. It's fucking bullshit. It's just bullshit. All right? Okay. Don't watch it, okay? Don't watch this movie. It's bad, all right? The Rotten Tomatoes score, if I'm not mistaken, is 17%. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. It's bad. The users hate it. The critics hate it. I hate it. Okay. And then they was trying to set it up like they're gonna do a fucking sequel. Are you kidding me? It should have never been a first one. It's that bad. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm just saying. Infinite.
Diva.
Mark Wahlberg.
What did I tell you?
Terrible.
First of all, Easy tried to, I don't even know at what point y'all are gonna see this, but when we first tried to talk about this, Easy tried to warn me that this was gonna be like a horrible rant because he doesn't do positive rants, and here I go trying to be positive the one time.
And here's the thing: I'm so disappointed in you. It's like the bullshit on a TV show or a movie where they try to put this obnoxious plot twist that you know damn well after 10 seasons ain't happening, but they still reel you in, and that's what 16 did to you because he said this one sentence. Well, it might be positive. When has he ever ranted about anything positive on this show? When has he gotten loud and said expletives like he just did and said, God, I fucking love this, or God, this is great? Never.
But you know, I was trying to be optimistic because I'm always like, yeah, whatever. And that's what I get. So you know what? This tells you, stick to your intuition, people.
And here's the thing. Mark Wahlberg, when it comes to his lineup of movies, in my humble opinion, he's pretty good. There's not many where he's whiffed on and you're like, yeah, fuck that movie. So clearly he was due for one because it's been a minute since he's come out with a movie, and here comes 16.
Yes, this is the biggest clunker in his career. This is the biggest clunker of his career.
But listen, somebody Google how much did he make?
Oh, I mean,
he's a made man. So that's when it gets bad because he's a made man. So this is literally, the equivalent of the 12th man on the NBA basketball roster. He's just getting checks at this point. Anything he does at this point, he's just getting checks.
And I'm a fan of his work. It's not one of these things where I just like, that Mark Wahlberg and he's got movies that I really like. The Italian Job. I really like that movie. That ridiculous movie Fear from all them years ago. I like it. I'm a fan. I like what he does. But this shit, I don't listen.
Not that shit, but this shit. This
I just wonder
right here.
And by the way, he didn't go to the movies for it. So this is true spite and anger.
Yes, and this is not.
Aren't you glad to watch a horrible movie at home? Because back in the day when you would like put in the effort to get dressed, find an outfit, drive to the theater, pay your money, stand in line to get a little popcorn or some mozzarella sticks or something, sit down, save seats, watch previews, and then 2 hours of horribleness, and you got to waste your gas to go back home.
Yeah, I mean,
horribleness.
People,
I love it.
And people direct their venom sometimes at the wrong thing, where they get mad because a movie is trash on Netflix. They be like, Netflix, that's some bullshit. I'm like, Netflix don't give a shit whether you like it or you don't like it. They got your money already. So my gripe is not with Paramount
already got
Plus.
Your view.
Yeah, they already got your view. So my gripe is not with Paramount Plus. It's not on them. They just allowing you. You don't have to watch. I didn't have to watch it. I made the choice to do it. So people direct their anger the wrong way. My
but
venom
you know
is
what
at
you
the
should
fact.
do, 16? You know what you should do? You know what lesson you learned out of this?
What's this?
Make better choices.
All right. Easy. You are the master of One Gotta Go. We must. I'm fresh off a rant. I'm in rare form. We must fight about something.
Yes, we must capitalize off of.
We must.
We should start inserting.
Energy.
Can you insert like some little boxing things for One Gotta Go since we always fight about it?
Oh yeah, like some little boxing gloves.
Yeah, like some dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm keeping that in too.
Okay.
Don't do that.
So look, since we were talking about, Buckhead and neighborhoods of Atlanta, communities, if you will, let's do some neighborhoods of Atlanta. One Gotta Go.
Dang.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Yo, what you trying to do here, Easy? We can't be just eliminating neighborhoods. Somebody go
Look,
listen to
So we
that.
finna fight for real.
Look, man, when I tell you I got any and everything in this folder, it's just a matter of time.
I need to see
the way this show
folder
goes,
one day.
all of these topics will be talked about at some point. So, I got to be in line with the show. So here we are.
Whew, okay. All right, Easy. I got it here. Okay, he did that. It's going with a theme. I give you credit. Jesus, this is going to be difficult. Please.
All right. So we got 4 communities or neighborhoods, whatever you want to call them. So we got downtown, we got midtown, Old Fourth Ward, or Buckhead. Those are the 4. So
Yo, Easy.
Downtown.
Before you go into your spiel, I want to. Before you go into your spiel, I just have a feeling. I think I know which one you're gonna say is staying. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm messing up your flow. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we got downtown, midtown, Buckhead, and Old Fourth Ward. So those are the options. And I'm gonna just say off the rip, and I don't know if 16 is gonna be right or not, but Old Fourth Ward is staying. It's not going anywhere. It's got the belt line. It's got ponds. It's staying. It's not going anywhere. I'm here for it. Y'all may proceed.
Well, what's going?
What's going? This one is so difficult that for me, I'm probably going with downtown. Even though they got the stadiums there and everything. Probably going downtown route that's where I'm leaning right now, but it is subject to change because it's not a firm downtown just yet.
Wow.
Because besides the stadiums and some of the cool buildings downtown, like a lot of it's like half abandoned, half popping. So,
Wow. I'm shocked because I thought downtown was the one that was gonna stay for you. That's why I'm shocked. I'm like, wow, okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
Damn. I'm gonna jump in because Diva is the native Georgia peach, so she should go last, and she's been here longer than anybody. So
yes,
I'm looking at these, and the one that has to go for me because I'm thinking, I'm just looking at all these, even though I was shocked about you and downtown. I was gonna say that downtown will probably be the one to go for me. I used to work down there, which is all well and good, but it can get very congested, very confusing, and there's a lot of construction that goes on around there all the time, and parking is trash. And not to say that downtown is bad, but it's a lot of stuff I could do without with it. So downtown will be the one that will have to go just based on that aspect. The one that will be staying for me, even though it's dangerous out there, but they got some of the best restaurants. Buckhead is staying. It's not going anywhere because they have great restaurants out there. I know it's, a little crime wave going on, around there, but Buckhead staying, downtown can go.
Good God. Well, let me just say, forever, I love Atlanta. Okay, like literally, maybe I should get a peach tattoo. Like maybe that would be symbolic. I don't know. So I'll jump. Downtown is staying. Okay, it's historical. There's ties. Like Fourth Ward. I say I was gonna be real hood and say Fourth Ward, but Fourth Ward is gonna stay. If any city or little town could go for me, it's gonna be Midtown, to be honest. Midtown, there's nothing super special about Midtown. It's kind of great, but kind of forgettable. And it's the newest, but it's kind of generic. So there's nothing super historical or special where I feel like it can stay because they'll just transition it into something else. But for me, Old Fourth Ward has just so much historical value. Downtown does.
It's not going anywhere.
HBCUs. I can't So we're just gonna get rid of Midtown, okay? Because that's mostly transplants anyway.
I was gonna say Midtown. Those were the two I was going between, but Midtown's a good vibe. They got some good bars, good restaurants. Piedmont's part of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, but like again, the vibe. I didn't say the food was outstanding. The vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you tell me what that vibe is, we'll replace it. Right.
There's a lot of gentrification that's going on downtown too. That's taken away from it also, where they're moving a lot of people out of there to rebuild a bunch of stuff. It's just, I'm not trying to say it doesn't have its heart and integrity anymore, but downtown got a lot of things. Now, I want to preface this by saying that all of these could technically stay because there are great things involved in it, but that ain't the game. So, one of them had to go. So
yeah.
That.
So
yeah,
Midtown, downtown. I would keep my HBCUs. I'm gonna keep like the cultural heritage that's still there. Gonna keep the stadium. Like, yeah, there's some really good stuff there. So a lot of my family was raised around that area, so I'm gonna keep that. You know what I'm saying? Like Midtown.
Yeah, I mean, let's not get it twisted.
It's different.
Stadium is beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of work. I'm sorry that team has to play there, but God, it's a beautiful stadium. At least you get to know that part. Here's the thing with me, like I'm not I don't rock a basketball jersey out in public like that. I don't think that's, I don't think that's the equivalent of a shirt. I pull out the basketball jersey when it's a music festival time. That's the vibe that I usually bring out the basketball jersey.
So your jersey is a side chick. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, absolutely. When you pay a lot of money for something like that, the chances of you wearing it more often, the wear and tear adds up. So you best believe it's ass is staying where it is.
Or when you get older,
to come out.
When you get older, and the concept of you wearing another person's name on your shirt, you flip and you start hanging them on your walls instead. That part.
So you just got that way like a year ago, 16, because you was repping them all the time.
I haven't worn a jersey like out somewhere. I don't know.
Why is your voice cracking though? Why is your voice getting higher? I'm confused.
I don't know if I appreciate your condescension right now. You know what? I don't know if I appreciate it.
Easy. Let's find out if condescension is a word.
You know what? I don't know if it is. But
it needs to go out. Yeah, that's the word of today.
That's the word.
Condescension is gonna go right there, and whatever.
So it's a cousin of condensation.
No.
Yep, that's what we're gonna go with. That's how we are on the show.
16. How do you spell that? Just for shit to get.
Man, it's for real. And if I can find it, I didn't. Condescending. No, I didn't say condescension. I did not say that.
Well, tell us what you said and then spell it.
Well, condescension is a word. I just Googled it. I didn't just make it up. I mean, I got the definition. An attitude of patronizing superiority, which is exactly what you were doing, Diva. All right, real quick, before we get into random, I did want to make I don't know what you call it, a disclaimer, announcement, I don't know. But YouTube really be tripping when it comes to this music. We do the music break every week. We have these underground artists. Everybody that we play, we got permission to play their stuff. Sometimes YouTube be tripping. So in order to keep them from not tripping, is all of the music in the music break will now be podcast exclusive. And when I say podcast exclusive, it will only be available on the audio version. We're not going to be putting up the music on the video version anymore until we get this whole thing sorted out. So for now, that's like a bonus, for, people who are listening instead of watching. If you listen on Spotify or whoever you get your podcast from, you get the music break with the music. It'll be in there when we do have those. So be looking out for that. All right. So now we are at that point in time where it's random. I feel like this whole show is always, got some randomness to it. And they end up being rants. Who's going to be the first one to take the plunge this week? Who got something on their mind, something on their chest that they feel like they need to get off that's real profound?
I got two things.
All
So
right.
I'm going to go ahead and just take the floor.
All right.
First thing is, being in the city of Atlanta, and I know I'm beating a dead horse here with the bad drivers, but I'm tired of seeing people with these stickers that say, "Please be patient, student driver." And then I pull up and I see some old person by themselves driving the car recklessly. Look, if y'all just buying these stickers on Amazon just to get a pass for your bad driving, I'm low-key pissed at you, but I also think that's really smart. Because they got way too many of y'all with the student driver shit on these random vehicles. And I'm just trying to figure out if y'all just playing the system at this point or what's going on with that. My second thing is, I know, well, wait, hold on. I don't remember from the Picky Eater contest, but y'all both don't eat mushrooms, right? Y'all don't fuck with them?
No, I eat mushrooms.
Okay, no 16. So 16, conspiracy theory. Roll with me on this one, okay? Where the fuck do mushrooms come from?
They grow on the ground.
Have you ever seen a mushroom farm?
Oh, that's so
You haven't.
There's not a seed, so what happened?
Where the fuck do they come from?
Do you plant one mushroom and then it grows? But they grow underground and come out, so
So what would be more likely? You finding out where a mushroom comes from, or you catching a tilapia? Which one would happen first?
You don't know because you don't know where the fuck they grow mushrooms at.
This is
Have
why
you ever
shouldn't
met anybody
manifest the
that
fungus.
was like, yeah, I have a farm. I grow soybeans, cotton, sugarcane, and mushrooms. You've never heard of it.
Got
So
him.
where the fuck
Interesting.
Kroger and Publix and all these stores getting mushrooms from? And the different variations of it. Because it's not just a one type of mushroom. You got all the different kinds. You got the small ones. You got the one that starts with the P. You got the one that
I just Googled and I see mushroom farms all over the place.
But how do you start it? Because it's like,
have you ever been to one? Have you ever seen one?
Well, who's gonna sign up and say, you know what I want to do with my Saturday? I want to go to a fucking mushroom farm. Said nobody
exactly.
ever.
So stay with me here. You've never met anybody that was like, that's what I want to do with my life. Number one. But number two, how the fuck is there so many of them and you don't know a single mushroom farm or anybody that's like, I want to grow some, or I do grow some?
Because when they grow wild, how sway? Because sometimes there's not a mushroom, they just end up popping up. So how do people like mysterious fungus? I will never know.
Well, here's the thing. Even if that's that's the only way mushrooms are grown, there's not enough of those to even fill one Kroger up.
No. So how are they mass farming these mushrooms? Interesting.
Something's going on. Y'all worried about KFC chicken being hooked up to a bunch of tubes and shit? Y'all need to be trying to figure out what's going on with.
Do you see why I don't eat mystery mushrooms now? Look at 16.
Oh, no. Hey, look.
About
don't get it twisted. I'm still eating the shit. Don't get it twisted.
It tastes like dirt.
No,
okay,
they don't.
Easy. Hold on. May I please? Diva.
Sure.
You said it tastes like dirt. When was the last time you had some dirt that you know what dirt tastes like?
Okay. The best thing I got is like, maybe if you don't wash a carrot all the way or something, I don't know. It may taste a little gritty or something.
That's one of the things that get under my skin, man.
Speaking of carrots,
stuff is things they've never eaten before.
Speaking of carrots, you know somebody that can grow carrots, or somebody that has a farm that grows carrots.
Yeah, my grandfather.
But you don't know anybody that grows mushrooms.
Wow.
That was real random. Diva, how in the world can you follow that? Can you?
So, I had a very small spider crack on my windshield of my car, like teeny tiny, right? For like a year. Why does heat make the crack expand? Because lately it's been over 90 degrees and that's kind of the hottest it's really consistently been. And so it went from this little tiny crack. So now it has like spread and now I actually have to get the windshield replaced. But why does heat take a tiny crack and make it spread out? Now, science is my thing, but why does it make
the molecules in the shits? They move faster when it's hot. So that's why.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Diva.
I appreciate you. Can you reverse it for me, please? Because goddamn.
Well, no, I'm not Mother Nature, so you're going to have to wait till wintertime for that one. But hey.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's my random.
Okay. While 16 thinks of his random, I want you to think of all the things in the fresh department of your local grocery store that comes from a farm. Everything except mushrooms.
You're like what Khujeaux.
That doesn't
was with that. With the whole thing about not seeing his neighbors with the groceries and stuff. And I got my random, and this is also your warning that another rant is incoming here again, because I'm just in rare form here. And my venom is also again being pointed at a streaming service or streaming services. We're going to particularly focus in on this time at Disney Plus. Okay, Disney Plus. You have a great service, and I appreciate what you're doing. The whole bundle thing is really cool, and that's all great and well and everything. But people get these streaming services for you to drop a series and drop the whole thing. This whole one episode a week shit is broadcast television stuff. So with these Marvel shows and all these other things, new episode today. No, fuck that. You got my money for the month. Drop them shits all at once. The Loki show is good. I don't want to wait till every Wednesday. Drop them shits all at once. Let me binge watch it the way TV was intended. And Hulu, you do that bullshit too. One show a week. Didn't drop them shit. The whole thing. You just trying to hold on to me for 4 or 5 weeks, get more money. I'm gonna keep it. I ain't canceling it. Drop that shit. Drop it all at once. All of it.
So
right now.
16, not to be the bearer of bad news, but there's somebody on this show that completely disagrees with you on this topic. And I really wish they were here to talk to you about it. We'll debate you.
Oh, they're not. Well, such is life. Drop them all.
So let me ask you, 16. So you complain that they only dropped the one show, but do you tune in the following week to watch the new episode?
Sometimes I might just sit it out. I might sit out a couple of weeks. Then I'll go to it. I don't know. Just drop it all. I need to be there at my convenience. It's supposed to be convenient for me, not for them.
Yeah, but you're playing right into their hands. You're quite their little whore for it. So you go back for more, go back for more. And that's exactly what you want. They want you to do. They want to spread it out. So you'll keep coming back. You'll keep pushing their numbers up. So if you can't walk away from it and make better decisions, then yeah, they're going to win because they got you to tune back in. Whether you watch it now or later, you're still streaming it. You're still addicted to it. And you're right where they want you to be.
I mean, they're doing it like, they don't want nobody to get the shows on a free trial or keep it for 1 month. I'm not canceling it. So I'm just saying, just drop it. You making excuses for the streamer with all the money? Like, is that what we doing? Anything to just come at me, right?
But 16, somebody like you, man, one day, you're pretty sporadic with your cancellations, man. One day you might fuck around and cancel it because you watched all the love. So they trying to keep you at bay.
They got to give you the TV crack. Like, they've got to get you coming back. They got to hook you. Because guess what? The shows get more viewers the longer, like, they can space out the episodes so they can make the season like a bigger deal.
Here it is again on the screen. I don't appreciate the condescension of this conversation. Okay? There it is again on the screen. Try to ask you about it. You know what? We're randomed out. So there it is. So I want to say thank you to everybody who watches this shit every week, who listens. We appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. Check out 9 Hair Co. on Instagram. Yes. All right. Check out, follow us. It's The Radio Show on Instagram, The Radio Show on Facebook. Khujeaux with the snack plug at Your Snack Plug. Tiga's got Bella and Kai. Give us all some love. Please check us out. We appreciate it. So we're going to wave to the camera and maybe we might find a mushroom farm in between then. We probably
won't. So 16, are we going to see a Pels jersey up there next week?
You just might. Oh, real quick too. I don't know when this is coming out, but whenever it does, Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Yes, Happy Father's Day.
I'm not gonna blanket that on all the present fathers. Look, yeah, that's for y'all to figure out. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, and you mothers. Oh my God, don't you be out there, you single mothers, wishing yourself a Happy Father's Day. Don't do it in my presence. Woohoo! Don't do it. You had your day already. All right. Look at Diva. All right. Also, I'm tired of Atlanta Hawks fans.
We were doing pretty good.
Oh my God.
Are you a hater? Do y'all even have a basketball team?
Wow, that's petty as hell. We do have.
I really don't know. Like, it's a legit question. Do y'all? Like, because I don't hear nothing.
Yes, we legit. And they've been just as successful as the Atlanta Hawks.
As the Atlanta Hawks.
I mean, but what? Listen,
I'm keeping that.
Ah,